The world's top-ranked men's golfer, Scottie Scheffler, can now get ready for his next tournament without worrying about a criminal trial. Prosecutors officially dropped all charges against him yesterday. So here's what happened. 2 weeks ago, there was a fatal crash at the entrance of the second round of the PGA Championship. A Louisville officer tried to get Scheffler to stop his SUV, but he didn't because he was late. Scheffler says that officer reached in and hit him. The arrest report said that the officer was dragged to the ground. Yesterday, the county attorney found Scheffler's actions, quote, do not satisfy the elements of any criminal offenses. Let's take a legal deep dive into this case. Joining me once again is criminal defense attorney Hector Diaz. Hector, explain what the county attorney meant by that.
You know, this is a case where Scottie Scheffler is very fortunate that there was video of what occurred here.
Yeah.
At first glance, and I'm biased, I'm a Scottie Scheffler fan, and I'm free Scottie Scheffler on this, but they looked at the evidence and it just didn't add up. The officer's story and the account of what occurred didn't add up. This looked more like a confused driver who was trying to figure out the situation.
Right.
And they said, this prosecutor said, I'm not comfortable going forward on this case. And, you know, and there is some information that I believe this officer was in fact let go from his position, which tells you even more. Does he have a history of other incidents? And, you know, because again, the version that was told by the officer didn't add up when you looked at the video and some of the information, Scottie's story, and they dismissed it.
And Scottie, as you can see here in the video, I mean, it was raining, it was chaotic. Right. He said there was just so much happening, so much going on. Here he is running late. The officer actually criticized, though, Scheffler's attorney because the attorney called it a false arrest. And he even said Scottie was the victim in all of this, but the officer said that he received visible injuries to his knees and to his wrist. So if the charges were dropped, I mean, they're both saying that they're a victim. I mean, was there really even a victim?
There's no victim anymore. And there's a question here. What the officer is maintaining is, I didn't cause this. I'm a victim. This is the criminal acts of Scottie Scheffler. And that, you know, his lawyer very wisely is pointing out, this wouldn't have happened if you had acted in a reasonable manner in light of the circumstances. And that's what occurred here. And so, you know, it's just an unfortunate chapter that put a lot of media attention on the PGA Championship for reasons that had nothing to do about golf.
Right.
And so, but it's a good result, obviously a very good result for Mr. Scheffler.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, let's get to another case out of Massachusetts now. An Amazon driver delivered a package to a home that later burned. Caught on surveillance camera, the driver arrived 20 minutes after the first signs of smoke from what's believed to be caused by combustible materials from home renovations. Well, the video shows that the driver opened the garage, walked through the smoke, placed the package, then left. No call to 911. No call to the fire department. 3.5 hours later, a passerby actually saw the flames and called 911. It took fire crews from 10 towns 4 hours to put out the fire, leaving the house heavily damaged. Now, while the family isn't technically blaming the driver, they are wondering, why didn't she alert anyone? Amazon apologized through a written statement and said they encourage drivers to report suspicious activity. They are looking into this incident. Okay, Hector, doesn't the family have a point here?
Absolutely. I mean, this is like do the right thing,
right?
Amazon driver. And, you know, do they have a legal obligation to go and put the fire out? Probably not. Do they have a legal obligation to call 911? Probably not, as crazy as that sounds, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, how are you just going to leave? You know, and Amazon is probably looking at this going in terms of the public relations hit that they're taking, and no doubt going to be updating their employment, you know, handbook in terms of, hey, if you do see some concerning thing here, you know, you by all means report it.
And that was the family's point. They were saying, you know what, you see something, you say something. This was an educational lesson at the end of the day, really, as much as they, you know, this could have been prevented.
Really a sad story.
Yeah.
This is just unfortunate.
No kidding.
This family's dealing with this.
Yeah. All right, you know what, speaking of drivers, here's a situation that is sure to leave you speechless. Take a look. A Michigan judge sure couldn't hide his shock right there when a man accused of driving on a suspended license showed up in virtual court while driving on that suspended license. Yeah, look at his face. The man was scheduled to appear and popped up on the court's live Zoom call from behind the wheel of a moving car. The judge appeared stunned while the defendant seemed somewhat oblivious as to why this might be an issue. Take a listen.
Are you driving? Or maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
Don't. Yeah, exactly. Just as the defendant seemed to realize the error, you know what? Too late. The judge revoked his bond, telling the man he had until 6 p.m. to turn himself in. Hopefully he wasn't driving to court when he had to turn himself in. But what was he thinking, Hector? I mean, really.
He was not thinking. That's where you argue, is this really a background? It's not, I'm not really driving. Is this an AI generated background? This is, I mean.
Can you be that dumb?
Yes, I know. Unfortunately, yes, you can. So.
I'm wondering, you've been doing this for almost 30 years now. Have you ever seen something so clueless like that?
You know, it's never personally happened to me as a lawyer, but there's circulating.
Because you probably wouldn't take it on.
I would not take it on.
Exactly.
Those that have Instagram can go and they can find this. There's actually a very famous case, so somebody who's accused of theft, and he in fact stole a very particular jersey, Miami Dolphins jersey, shows up in court and the judge announces, you're charged with stealing my Miami Dolphins jersey while he's wearing it. And so, yes, that one takes the cake.
I don't know which is worse. My goodness. All right. Hector, you've been so great with all your analysis
Thanks for having me.
on every single one of these cases. We so appreciate your time. Thank you.